Hi, I'm Chris from the Highland Road Park Observatory. I asked to have this introduction be in front of these two displays since they're temporary. This is the rocket graveyard, a bunch of old model rockets that we got from a donor. We're showing them off, and then during some programs, whether it's Science Academy or another program, they're going to be used as prizes for games that we play here with kids. But we do our own model rocket launches at seasonal camps and summer camps, so keep that in mind. And then over here is something that we helped make. A wonderful young lady named Isabel from St. Joseph's School for Girls did her science fair project on light pollution. As you know, we're trying to get rid of as much light pollution as possible so we can see as much of the sky from our backyards and from the observatory. But right now I'd like to introduce you to a special game that you can play. You don't have to buy any special items from the store. Probably items that you have at your house is just fine, or just fine. We just need you to have an opponent and you can get started. So what I'm going to talk about is a game that's been around for a while. It's called NIM, and the interesting thing about this is that you don't need to buy it at the store. It's not proprietary. You can use any items you have. We've got Jenga blocks. As you know, Jenga blocks are a little bulky and large, so you probably don't want to use objects any larger than these. Some people use paper clips, some people use pennies, and so we have 5 across and 6 going up, 5 times 6, and you can probably figure out how many that is. Yeah, that's right, that's 30. So this is mass NIM. This is one way of playing NIM. What little research I did about it, the word NIM comes from an old English word that means to take away or steal. And so it's a 2-player game, and on your turn, in this version of NIM called mass NIM, you can remove 1, 2, or 3 blocks from the group. 1 or 2 or 3 on your turn, but you must take away at least 1. Then your opponent gets to do the same thing. Whoever removes the last block or the last object wins the game. This is the other version of NIM that you can play called discrete NIM. The Highland Road Park Observatory has actually given these versions of NIM their adjectives, mass and discrete, to separate them so our kids wouldn't be confused. But in this version of NIM, the blocks or objects that you use are separated into discrete piles. So the first pile has 1, the second pile has 2, 3, all the way up to 7 in the 7th pile. Now, the object of the game is exactly the same. Be the last person to be able to take a block away. You take the last block away, or the last object away, you win. But it's a little bit different rule as far as taking. In this version, when it's your turn, you can take any number of blocks that you like, but only from one pile. So if I go over here, I can take 1 or 2, I can take all 5. If, of course, a pile has disappeared, that's out of the game and you don't have that choice anymore. So in discrete NIM, you can take any number you want, but only from one of the 7 groups. And again, the person to take the last block away wins.